All right. Give people a couple seconds to pop in. Welcome to Sunday night. Welcome to the wonderful world of Generation X. Happy to not be traveling this Sunday. Missed the last few. Was in Rhode Island last Sunday. Just a lot of traveling, but I'm happy to say I'm home this weekend. So I'm here. What's going on, Wirehead? Good to see you, buddy. What's going on, Doreen? Good to see you. Happy belated birthday, Wire. I hope you had a great week. Had a great birthday the other day, buddy. Good to see you both. Tamara, how are you? Good evening. Go Bills. We got a win today. It was a tough one. And I noticed for Chiefs fans out there, y'all continue to have a rough season too. Sorry about that. You think it was amazing. Good to know, Wirehead. I'm proud of you. That's the way it should be. What's going on, Jim of all trades? I see you, buddy. Good to see you. I miss you guys too. Kevin, how are you? It's been busy lately. A lot of running around. I might have one trip left in me next weekend. I might be heading to the Retro Toy Con in Greenville, South Carolina. Not quite sure if I'm going to make the trip or not. Today is the 29th anniversary of the scoreboard collapsing in the Bills Arena. I remember in the Sabres Arena. I remember that. I was in Buffalo for that. What's going on, Deborah Mott? How are you? Karen, hello. The shirt represents the weather in Tennessee. Yeah, it's a little early, but I got a bunch of these in from my shop, and I kind of wanted to wear them. I'm one of those guys that I don't do Christmas stuff that early. I did see that the Bills have a Hallmark movie coming out. I saw when they filmed it. Sorry, late. How late are you? You're not late at all, Linda. Just getting started. I figure we get what? A little over a month. I haven't got the Christmas decorations out yet. I'm not yet listening to Christmas music, but I figured it was okay to bust out the shirts. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I got a few of them in the merch shop this week. Just having fun with it. I'm probably going to add a few more. Wirehead coming in, $5, $2 with the exchange. I love you, buddy. We got Yukon Cornelius and my Bumble. It's one of my favorites in Christmas green. This one comes in a lot of different colors as well. Misfits. So I think that's pretty cool. Decorating starting on November 24th. Yeah, we usually do it the day after Thanksgiving. We wait till that Friday. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it. Thank you, Adam. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hello from Cleveland. What's going on, Patricia? I see you. Great job in Cleveland. You need the Misfits? The Misfits is one of my favorites. What's going on, Hyde Park Ninjas? Mike, go Bills. We had a good day finally today. New Jersey, love the shirt. Thank you, as always. Almost all of the shirts I wear are designs that I put together. This one I added the too much because they're too much. Dana, how are you? What's going on? What a game. Go Bills. I just want an easy game. Yes, the fourth quarter was a little easier. Where can you get the shirt? You can get the shirt at GenXJono, GenXJono .dashery.com. Links in all of my bios. What's going on, Rhoda? Good to see you. I have a lot of fun making the shirts. I've got over 60 designs over there. So even if you're not buying anything, just take a look around. It's fun. Just saw your Everclear video. Dude, I held back on the most recent Everclear. I never want to be mean. Ever. But I went and took a look at that kid's content, and he's very much out. And he makes fun of the fact that he's gay. So I tiptoed on it a little bit. But I never want to be a bully. I never want to be mean. The one dude looks exactly like Silent Bob. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a new video. Another Gen Zer, another Zoomer messing around and finding out when it comes to Everclear. Thank you. I appreciate all the love on the shirt. What's going on, Marie? Sheila, Linda. I said hi to Linda. Hi again, Linda. Silent Bob comment. Dude, that match. I wanted to do a gay and Silent Bob riff, but I just didn't want it to be a big deal. So I went subtle. I figured that worked. I was shocked you didn't mention Silent Bob just chilling with a chaser after doing the shot. Well, I mentioned have a heart because he totally had no love for the guys that were dying. So there's that. But it's funny. Thank you so much, Cal. Appreciate it. Guys, we have the best pop culture. And some of these movies, right? Like these, they are so Gen X. A lot of them were released in the mid 60s, so they are absolutely our stuff. The younger boomers, absolutely, without a doubt. Millennials watching it in reruns, absolutely, without a doubt. But just growing up with this stuff, the Bumble, Cornelius. It makes me happy. Just like collecting these little things. And Christmas, this is my most fun month to do content. I absolutely cannot wait. I love Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong, the WKRP clip is coming. Hey, Daniel. Good day, my friend. Hey, Becky from Rochester, 585 in the house. Good to see you. I love Thanksgiving. It's great. WKRP clip is coming. I share it every year. It is the official start in celebration of Thanksgiving. But there's just something about Christmas. And I know kids love Christmas. My kids loved Christmas, right? Growing up in the 2010s and such. But a 70s and 80s era Christmas, I don't know. I think when I look at the boomers, right, they had a very, very analog Christmas, but their toys were small and simple, and that's awesome. We kind of moved into an era where we started getting really cool stuff. And generally, if you had siblings, you split that cool stuff with like three sisters. You got Birthmas's Grift, Christmas, and, we're merged. My birthday was in February. My mom's like, this is for both. But when you could start getting things like a Barbie dream house for Christmas, or, the Millennium Falcon that I've got over there, the Star Trek stuff. It was such a cool mix of what our boomer and silent gen parents had and what our kids had. It was a perfect blend. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to do some great nostalgic Christmas stuff. It's early enough that I'll ask you guys, genxjono80@gmail.com. Feel free, dude. Send me some Christmas pictures. If you've got some iconic, we all stood in front of the tree, right? Holding the tinsel. We've all got that picture. We all stood in front of the fireplace if we had one. And how many of you ended up getting a cardboard pretend fireplace? That was a thing for a lot of people. Our toy stores were awesome. Dan, thank you, dude. Dan is king of sharing videos with me. Dan, I appreciate all the videos. All you guys send, but Dan has been above and beyond lately. Appreciate it, buddy. Easy Bake Oven. I mean, how many toys? I got to do a video that just shows the best Gen X toys ever. For me, my favorite toys, Atari 2600, without a doubt. It was the games. I love getting Electronic Battleship. That was a cool toy. My Big Track. I don't know if anybody remembers Big Track. Big Track was a huge toy for me. Deborah brings up Light Bright. Light Bright was an absolutely awesome toy. Stacy coming in with $2. I keep forgetting to mention YouTube's bonus points for me. We had $163 today. That is their goal. It is a huge goal. We hit it. We don't. It's not on anybody. But we have over 60 people on the YouTube side. Couple dollars a piece. If we do the Better Off Dead, I want my $2 at a time. We can get there, and then they match it. So that's why I always mention what YouTube's goal for the day is, just to put it out there. We get close, I'll start talking about it. Otherwise, that's about all I'm going to say about it. Occasionally, my New York accent comes out. Yeah, it's there. Odyssey game system, good one. Green Machine, I was Club Big Wheel. Always wanted a Green Machine, got a Big Wheel instead. What other toys? I will definitely make this video. John, what's going on? Have I ever thought about having a Gen X sports topic night? Evel Knievel in the 70s, the Yankees, the Mets. I talk about the Bills. The Bills are a huge Gen X memory for me because that was the 90s. That was my 20s. But yeah, we can do that sometime without a doubt. Travin will have about a third of it covered. Yeah, no one needs to do that. $2 at a time if we get there. And if we don't, I don't care. PS1. Merlin, for sure. Evel Knievel Stunt Cycle, for sure. Did I see the new Pac-Man Atari 2600? Somebody, thank you, Linda. Love you, hon. Yeah, somebody sent that console to me. I'm gonna have to look into looking at it. And guys, let me pivot from the toys for a minute because I'm kind of excited. So I grew up watching. So one cool thing, Operation was good. Well, I'll hold off. Thank you, Marie. Appreciate you, honey. There's two more. I literally just saw the Perfection game being remade in the store. The Jaws game. G.I. Joe and the vehicles. Dude, I wanted a G.I. Joe aircraft carrier so badly, but it's not like it would ever fit anywhere. Plus, we've got some of the toys. The Lee Majors, this Steve Austin doll was one of my favorite Christmas gifts. I loved this thing where you could see through the eye. I show it all the time. It was just so cool. And it was fun to watch. Kevin, thank you, buddy. Better Off Dead is in the house. I've got Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Got Rubik's Cube, of course. I've got the Sock'em, well, again, they're called Soccer Boppers now. Before they got sued by Rock'em Sock'em Robots, they were Sock'em Bopp'ems, but those were a Christmas gift for me. The Missing Link game, I forgot about that, but that was a Christmas present. No, that's not Stone Cold Steve Austin. That is Colonel Steve Austin. Lee Majors, the $6 Million Man. Star Wars was huge for me for Christmas. I had like every single, and it was tough for my parents. My parents, I've talked about it, being Greek, Greek immigrants, they didn't understand U.S. pop culture. So we circled, I think for us, it wasn't the Sears catalog so much. I don't know if you've ever heard of a place called Nom Brothers. I saw someone was from Rochester earlier. Wes, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate you. Mousetrap for the win. Nom Brothers catalog. And we all had these local stores, right? Yes, there was the Sears catalog, but a lot of us grew up with local stores. I had two guys. We had Nom Brothers. Hills was where the toys are. Brand names, for sure. We'd never guess after your video of you and the Millennium Falcon. Sheila, thank you, honey. Appreciate it. Stretch Armstrong, Simon, The Game of Life. Dude, and now it's like, I guess I am going to go to the Toy Con I don't know if I'm going to be doing any of the panels or not, but I might go for just one day and then make some content because it'll be fun for the toys. Why are the characters on my shirt so familiar? So this was the year without a Santa Claus. This is one of my favorite cartoons that we grew up watching. It was the claymation. And it was when Mrs. Claus wanted to prove to Santa Claus that he was still important. And these are the Miser Brothers. So if you remember the song, I'm Mr. Heat Miser, I'm Mr. Sun, I'm Mr. Something Something, I'm Mr. 101. God, I can't believe I remembered that much. Heat Miser and Snow Miser. I had all the Evil Knievel toys, Don't Spill the Beans, Twister. You know, and our parents could, Sheila, thank you so much. Our parents could buy us little stuff that added up, and it counted. It was absolutely, I mean, I can't tell you how many Matchbox cars I had. And I would build little villages, little towns that the cars would drive through out of playing cards. Douglas, thank you. I want my $2 and Douglas coming through. Better Off Dead style. We're up just about $20, guys. Jamie Summers doll, yeah, it's up there as well. That Jamie Summers doll is epic. Not only is it her in the box, she came with like a map and OSI instructions and money and all this little stuff in her bag, and it's all in there. Lincoln Logs, the dating game, pickup sticks. But I mean, once you got the Atari 2600 or the Intellivision or the ColecoVision or, you know, somebody mentioned the Magnavox, then it was all about lawn darts. I think we had long darts, not as a Christmas present. I remember we had like a barbecue or something, and my mom decided that would be a good idea for a family game. What's going on? Good to see the UK is in the house. What was the first handheld football game? I had the Travin, dude. Travin's got 10 of y'all. Travin, thank you, buddy. We also have to, Travin, we got to get you on to talk about the game one of these days. Travin still has that Gen X era card game that we need to pitch and talk about because I've been looking at that thing and it is awesome. Barrel of Monkeys? It told me so. Listen, I knew, but it's not necessary. We'll get there a little bit at a time. Digital Derby. I had a Digital Derby. Thank you, Denise. Sit and Spin. I had one of those. What's going on, Jackie? Coming in from Buffalo, 716. Monopoly. Spiralizer? Don't know that one. Spirograph, maybe? Frogger. Ah, Ghetto Blaster. Boombox. Absolutely. Didn't Amiga have a fake failed CD system? Sounds possible. The Barbie camper and house. Dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. I had a $6 million Lunchman as well, Jeffrey Brown. I had the one where he is falling down like, I just remember there was a car and he's trying to hold it up on a cliff or something. In my last video, what was the game that was the sound from the arcade? That would be Dig Dug. Hey, Stacy. It's one of those that I thought. So I did a Gen X sounds video just before coming online. Do you recognize these 10 sounds from a Gen X childhood? Dig Dug was the one that I think is going to get everybody wondering. Share Doll, Magic 8-Ball. Got one of those somewhere. It's actually an 8-ball ornament, but it's right there. Cubert, I sucked at Cubert. Game Simon, it was in there. 7 out of 10, not bad. Holly Hobby Lunchbox, Deborah, pretty cool. I remember 3. I had a $6 Million Man lunchbox. I had a Super Friends lunchbox that I loved. I think I had that one for like 2 years until it was sprinkling rust on all my food. And I think I had a Scooby-Doo lunchbox. I think those are the 3 that I remember. Because at one point, a lunchbox was cool. Then it was really just a plain, buying lunch became cool, right? So then we stopped bringing in a lunchbox because that was baby stuff. So I bought lunch, and then buying lunch stopped being cool, and it was all just about a brown paper bag. Coming in with that Gen X, I don't care apathy. You know, it's a PBJ, it's Fluffernutter, Doritos, and what else? What a Pop-Tart. Sigma not good, Jeffrey. I'm not sure what that means. Shrinky Dinks. I remember Shrinky Dinks. Didn't really play with them. I played with, do you guys remember what were they called? Color forms? Where you would just place things on a board and create like a storyboard out of them. I think they were called color forms. I could be wrong. Love Fluff and Nutter, but they sound naughty. Nanette had a Hardy Boys lunchbox. Sheila, thank you for the gift. Bagel with cream cheese. And yeah, I used to get one of those every morning in high school. That was a big deal. Go to school and they serve breakfast in the morning. You could buy a bagel, I think, for 75 cents. Buffalo 716, Benji lunchbox, too cute. So, pivoting now from toys, I talked about how I'm not really traveling for the rest of the year, right? Rhode Island was amazing. Had a great time. Could not believe, number one, how many people came to visit me was super cool. Like the people that were actually there that wanted to meet me, I thought was absolutely amazing. Kristen, thank you so much. Appreciate you. The other part of it was the people that didn't know I was going to be there. I can't describe the feeling of when I'm walking across the convention floor. Now, the fact that, I'll wear the Bills, I'll wear the Bills hat and I'll have my Gen X shirt, that helps. A long time ago, I decided I was going to brand myself a little bit just so that I had a look that was easy to spot. If I'm wearing, just a blue polo shirt and I don't have a hat on, maybe it'll be a little more anonymous. So I think it's easy to spot me. But I'll be walking down the convention floor and just the look on people's faces. Cheryl, it was really, really nice meeting you as well. Absolutely awesome. Cheryl is a photographer friend of mine now who just shared so many amazing things with me in Rhode Island. It's the look of joy on people's faces. I don't expect it. It's humbling. I am so beyond grateful. I think it is so amazingly cool. I'll never get tired of it. I love it so much. I can't even begin to tell you guys. If you ever see me anywhere, go Bills, agreed. Anywhere, and you want to say hi, don't think twice about saying hi. Come over, say hello, shake my hand, take a picture, whatever you want. It makes my day. Wish I could have gotten to meet you, but I was busy that weekend. It's all right, Kevin. I get it. Thank you, Brandy. It's It's a new one in my shop. Wearing the new hat, dude, I've got so many hats. So because of my favorite hat that has seen better days, right? We all know the one I'm talking about. Um, where is it? Anyway, I don't see it. It was here somewhere. Every time I wear that hat, I wear it because it's my favorite hat. I've had it for years. I love it. Yes, it's haggard. Yes, it's seen better days, but I love that hat. People have actually sent me hats. When people come to visit me at conventions, sometimes they'll give me a Bills hat. So now I've got like 8 or 9 of them, but I love every single one of them. Am I going to be in North Carolina anytime soon? Where are you in North Carolina, Jeff? I'm only 20 minutes south of Charlotte, and every Tuesday night at the Hickory Tavern in Rhode Island. I'm sorry, Rhode Island. Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m., I run a Gen X era trivia at the Hickory Tavern in Fort Mill, South Carolina. Indian Land, South Carolina. It's about 20 minutes south of Charlotte. So yeah, I'm in North Carolina all the time. Dan, the breaking news, man. Great shorts, videos, live streams, and bringing back memories. If I do end up getting memory loss, I'll remember to watch your videos. Dude, Dan, I gotta tell you, man, I actually get messages. Miss you too, Rhoda, from people that have suffered brain injuries, traumatic head injuries, strokes, that says that their memory has been impacted. And I've got really heartfelt messages, direct messages, emails from people saying that it's helped them recover memories that they didn't know they lost. So I think that's super cool. That makes me really happy. Gastonia, not far at all, man. Plan for it one Tuesday. Put together a team of 3 or 4 people and make the, 40-minute drive? Do my siblings, wife's siblings ever talk about being a boomer or Xer? Do they partake in discussions with you on the topic? It's a common topic in my house. Even my kids send me videos to react on because it's a full-time job for me right now. Blessed for that, grateful for that. Everyone's always got their eyes out for Gen X stuff to help share, especially if it comes from a place of emotion, right? Those things that once you see them, it triggers a feeling. Because we only have 2 or 3 feelings left. So when somebody hits them, it's pretty cool. Matt Jones from North Alabama, good to see you. Molly coming in from Georgia, very much a pleasure. Come out with my uncle, lives out there. Dude, I'd love it. Come on out, play, hang out afterwards. Other followers have shown up. We'll take some pictures. And if you watch my videos, it'll give you a heads up. What was up with Dude and Crisscross? Linda, you lost me. Only one Crisscross left. Anyone watch the Eddie Murphy doc on Netflix? Not yet, but planning to. Have to play the card game. I would love to play the card game. What's going on, Rich O'Brien? Angela, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Craig also had a Scooby-Doo lunchbox. I love it. When are parachute pants coming back, Henry? From what I understand, they're at a Target near you as we speak. I'll have to do a video where I seek some of those out. Oh, dude in the crop top and shorts. So, all right, here's the reveal. And I don't have a lot to reveal yet, but I mentioned that I'm not traveling much for the remainder of the year, and I don't think that I am. But I was watching a video, and we grew up watching a lot of television like before our time, right? I didn't know as a kid that a lot of TV that we were watching outside of the black and white television, I didn't realize that some of that stuff, dude, we're up to 64.73. More than a third of the way there over on YouTube. So again, if you want to partake in our usual Sunday night game of I Want My $2, have at it. But just to let you guys know where we're at, just under $65 right now. Thank you, Mary McSwain. It is available on my shop. So I didn't know Brady Bunch was reruns growing up, right? And I've had boomers say, no, that's our show. You were watching reruns. Brady Bunch is very much a baby boomer thing. And I push back on them. I'm like, no. It can. Both things can be true at the same time. I grew up watching the Brady Bunch. I watched some new episodes as a very young kid because 72, 73, 74, they were still putting it out there. And then not only did we watch that, But then we got the Brady Bunch Variety Hour, which very much hit me in my youngest formative years. And then we got the Brady Bunch reunion specials, hey, Cindy Buckner, which I thought were amazing. Christine, hello. I love those reunion specials where the girls got married. And then we got the Brady Brides reboot where they tried to do it, and the Brady Kids cartoon that nobody but me seems to remember. We got the movies that hit us in the 90s, in our 20s, bringing it back. So it is very much a Gen X thing. The Brady Bunch is a big deal to me. I love the characters. I love watching today how they've grown. I love all of that. So on a lark, I emailed the person that handles booking the Brady Bunch house. So they have the Brady Bunch, the Brady Experience, where they have the house in California that got remodeled by HGTV. That house, and I said to them, I'd love to somehow collaborate. I can't imagine how cool it would be to do a live Sunday Night Wonderful World of Generation X from inside the Brady Bunch house, to put together something with them that maybe we were on a contest. We're being let's see, there were 9 of them, so 5 brothers and sisters. Maybe me and 5 Gen X followers spend the night in the Brady Bunch house, 3 guys, 3 girls, something like that. So they responded and are excited about collaborating together. So something could be coming. Maybe by the end of the year, maybe in the spring. I don't know. But I'm super, super excited to start being able to do stuff like this. Absolutely, I remember Emergency. And I'd love to take you guys along with me. I'm just beginning to understand that the reach you guys have given me, we're hitting anywhere from 15 million to 60 million views a month. And that's a lot. We're pushing 1 million followers. If anybody on YouTube is not yet following me on Facebook and you have a Facebook, I'd love to have you guys follow me. If you guys could find somebody to join in, to share and follow over, I'd need a Marsha. I'd love to have a Marsha. Over on Facebook, we're almost at 900,000. I'd love to hit 1 million followers by the end of the year. That is the goal. I don't really think we'll hit 1 million followers. 100,000 in a month is a stretch, but anyway, I digress. To Marsha's point, maybe we could have a Marsha, maybe we could have a Bobby, maybe we find it. But at the end of the day, I love realizing that reaching out to these things and saying, hey, here's who I am and here's what I do, they're starting to respond. And I owe that all to you guys. So I just want to be able to bring you guys along, and I think it would be a lot of fun. So we'll see. Watch for it. I was a Schwinn and a Huffy bike rider. I had both of those. Schwinn, Huffy, I think my BMX was Huffy. And I had a Murray, which I don't know if anybody remembers. My 10-speed was a Murray. Someone has to be Jan with a broken nose. Actually, Quark, it was Marsha that had the busted up nose. What's going on, Joshua? Pick me, pick me, pick me. We'll figure it out. Jono should tell the Schwinn China story. I don't know if I know the Schwinn China story. Who's Murray? I'll be cousin Oliver. Well, that would end it for everyone. Hey, Violet, how are you? Andrew, I appreciate it, buddy. No shock there. Guys, Andrew Bradford, if you ever do a search for groups, not only is the Wonderful World of Gen X a Sunday Night Live, he also runs a Facebook page, a group called The Wonderful World of Gen X. Give it a look. Give it a shout. Check it out. Hey, Mike Timmons, I'm great, man. How are you? Yep, my Schwinn was red with a banana seat. So look for it. I mean, I'll keep talking about it. There's a couple things in the works, but the fact that they were really excited, I think that would be beyond cool to just do something like that. Because for me, the Brady Bunch is a big memory. It's a huge memory, and it followed me from my earliest memories of being a small child all the way up through my 20s with the movies. And even today with things like, HGTV redoing the house. That's right. It was a Murray. Was it RRY or RRAY? I don't remember. I think it was RRY. I think you're right, Jeff. Good evening, Becky. Let me see. I'm doing well, man. Thank you for asking. Coast to coast. If you look close, Greg and Marsha were secretly dating. Dude, it's funny. There were so many things about the Brady Bunch that just were funny. Like you had Tiger the first season, and then although they kept the doghouse, you never saw Tiger again. Tiger the dog just disappeared after the first season. Willie, it was totally cool meeting you, Rhode Island Comic Con, my friend. How are you? I love that they unapologetically had AstroTurf in the backyard. They didn't even try to hide it. It didn't even try to look like grass. It was full blown AstroTurf. And I love that. Steve goes, great picture of you in Falkor. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I still do understand why there were only 2 bedrooms for 6 kids. Don't understand. I understand that. Because back then we shared rooms. I made a video once talking about how homes were so much smaller. Everything was smaller when we were growing up. Everything was tighter when we were growing up. Now, maybe some of you lived in huge houses, but the norm wasn't these 3,500 square foot McMansions. The houses were like routinely 13, 14, 1,600 square feet. Us kids shared bedrooms. It was expected that it was me and my brothers. We shared a room. That's the way it was. If you had 2 boys in the family, they were going to share a room. Often 3 boys, like the Brady Bunch, could share a room. We got by my entire childhood with me, my 2 brothers, and my parents living in a house that had 1.5 bathrooms. We took turns with 1 shower. That's it. Spaces were smaller, and and not only were spaces smaller, but we had to be in those spaces together. One television meant we were all in the one living room with the one TV watching the one program that was going to be on all at the same time. Family time was forced, and it's just the way it was. Now we live in these big spaces where everybody has their own space with their own screen, multiple screens, watching exactly what it is they want, when they want, how they want. Steve says one got sick, they all got sick. Chickenpox parties, dude. Y'all had a shower? Fancy. Yeah, we had a shower. Brady Bunch did have a nice looking home, but that was outside of the norm. You know, we all knew that Mike was making serious bank. He had that nice den. Tammy says, me and my sister shared a room and my 2 brothers shared a room, and we did not have a bathroom. Yeah, we didn't have our own bathroom. We had the bathroom that my parents had. There was no, ensuite. There was 1 bathroom. And then in the house I was like really young, and there was 1 bathroom. And I remember it being such an upgrade that the house my parents built, which was a very basic raised ranch, had a half bath downstairs. And that was like amazing. Don't forget to turn the attic into a bedroom. Every space was used. How about the first episode when they get married and the dog gets out and just crushes everything, the cake? Oh, yeah. The Brady Bunch house was fancy and the big. 8 is enough. They were shoehorned into that house. 8 was too many. The Partridge Family. Everything we saw. I mean, Willis and Arnold, they were rich, right? Mr. Drummond owned a penthouse apartment. The man was making bank. I don't know exactly what he did, but he was rich. And yet Arnold and Willis had to share a bedroom. It wasn't even so much means, that decided it. It's just what was expected. People were expected to share space. Tammy says, we had an outhouse. Yeesh. Violet says, chickenpox is a party. Me and my 2 sisters and their cousins came over. Everybody could get it. Yeah, they didn't want it to be an inconvenience. So 1 got it, you all got it. 1 and done. That's it. It's over. Just get it over with. But yeah, it wasn't that people were poor that made us share space. It was the expectation, the antithesis of entitlement. You didn't need more than you need. You didn't get more than you were needing to get. Mr. Drummond is a man of means. Did I say that? Part of the song. I like it. Brady's were a front for a drug cartel. No. We saw Mr. Brady's plans. They got lost at Six Flags or wherever it was in that big tube that they carried up and down the amusement park. I gave my teacher chickenpox. Alice had her own bedroom. We only saw it once or twice, but I remember the washing machine and dryer was off of her bedroom so she could do laundry while she relaxed. What up, Jono? I keep hearing you asking Jenny's number, but they only get one of her numbers, forgetting about Jenny's other number. Deborah, I don't ever remember getting chicken pox, and my mom says she tried desperately to get them to me, and it never happened. My older brother had them. She threw me in bed with him. I didn't get them. My younger brother then had them when he came along. She tossed me in bed with him. It didn't happen. Who knows? I may have been asymptomatic. I don't know. Silver spoons. Dude, that house was amazing. As much as, I mean, think about it. I wanted that train, but as much as I thought that train was cool when they would come riding in on the train, the arcade in the house was awesome. What's going on, Edward Duck? Serious withdrawal. Glad to catch it tonight. I've been traveling a lot as well, Edward, so not all on you. I was forced to miss a couple myself. Kings Island. That's exactly where it was. Pray I don't get adult chickenpox. Let's hope not. But my kids are vaccinated against it now, so it's not as common a thing. Thank you, Terry. Shingles? Well, if I didn't get chickenpox, then I can't get shingles, so we'll see how that goes. Star Trek, the animated series, was great. It was. And unlike, so the Brady Bunch doesn't consider the Brady Kids episodes canon, meaning in the official story they didn't happen. But apparently the powers that be, for those people that follow that sort of thing, say that the animated series plot lines were all canon. So even though it was animated, those things happened. Am I the only Gen X that remembers Jenny's other number? 1-800-94-JENNY. The Jenny Craig number? What's going on, Glenn from Missouri? Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. What was my favorite toy line growing up? A couple. I'm huge. The $6 Million Man was like my favorite show growing up as a kid. So it was everything for me. I made that stupid noise running around my neighborhood all the time. If I wasn't running in slow motion, going din 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 din, that's nothing. But then my other favorite toy line, it was Star Wars. Star Wars was everything for me. They did such a great job with it because everything just made sense and worked and fit, and you could just buy it a little at a time. This was the one thing I was desperate for as a kid and never got. And as an adult, I finally was able to get it through Federation Toy Store. And I love it to this day. I think Star Wars was genius. It still holds up. The effects holds up. The designs hold up. And it wasn't CGI. Everything had to be made and constructed from models. So Star Wars is among the best for me. I probably loved toys more than video games. Like I was 10, 9, 8 when video games started being a thing. But playing toys, using my imagination, stuff like a Star Trek communicator and just being outside and pretending we were on some strange planet and making up games in our own minds. That was everything for me. You know, a Star Trek phaser didn't have to do anything, just holding it in my hand and pretending I just beamed down and coming up with these elaborate storylines with my brothers. Toys were everything for me growing up. I loved toys more than board games, more than arcades. Toys were everything. It just an ability to use my imagination and create different scenarios and plots. We all basically created little screenplays that we acted out as kids, right? It wasn't enough to pretend to be a captain on the Starship Enterprise. You had to come up with an entire plot that you played out. And we did. Do I remember the flashlight lightsaber? Of course. And I mean, now I have adult toys. I have a full-blown lightsaber right there. Hula hoop, loved it. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate it. It's in my shop. A lot of people jumping into YouTube. Just reminding you, if you feel like joining in, we are running. I want my $2. Just to see if we can get close. The toys were everything. It was the most for me. Nothing else mattered as much. And they didn't need batteries and they didn't need to do much. I provided the fun. Our imagination powered our toys. Finding the perfect stick was a skill. Good point. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate you. We played out Battle of the Planets. We played out Dukes of Hazzard. We played out Chips. We played out Star Trek and Star Wars and superheroes. Saying, "Do you want to play superheroes?" was all it took for us building an entire movie plot around what we were going to do. We had good guys, we had bad guys, we had drama. It was amazing. Adult toys. This Stacy, thank you for sharing gift memberships over on YouTube. It's wild how much Star Trek stuff that was sci-fi now exists. Yeah, even you mentioned the automatic doors. There were people on the set that were pulling those doors open, pretending that existed, and it didn't at the time. Kevin says, I was hurt pretending I was in the race for Rad. Dude, I had the best time with Bill Allen last in Rhode Island. Crew Jones from Rad. Loved that movie as a kid. It was very cool hanging out with him. We played outside. We played inside if we could get away with it. Wayne, thank you so much. $1.99. Just under the two. Not going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you almost what you want. I remember, and my mom was right for telling us not to be in the house because we broke things in the house constantly. I got real good with glue. My mom could smell glue from the driveway, and she knew we broke something. We played The Floor is Lava with seat cushions on the floor, and we just did stupid stuff. Siri is Hal from 2001 Space Odyssey. Absolutely true. Andrew, thank you. Again, guys, especially on Facebook, there is a permalink. Check out my merch shop. There's a link there. There's a link in my bio if you want any of the shirts. They make great Christmas gifts. And it doesn't just have to be shirts. There's mugs. There's stickers. Lots of cool stuff. Stocking stuffers. Check it out. And just another way to support the page if you want to. Freeze tag. Like the Brady lamp that was broken. Dude, we glued everything back together. Just so incredibly careful. So my mom was a huge John F. Kennedy Camelot era fan. Like she came over from Greece in 1965. Okay, my parents immigrated here in 65. My brother was born in 66. I came along in 70, but it was just after JFK was assassinated. So my mom was here just like enamored by that whole Camelot culture and grieving for John F. Kennedy and all that. So the one thing I remember her buying for herself was a bust of JFK. It was just like a plaster bust. I don't know what else to call it. Just his face and his shoulders, and it stood on our mantle. And my brother and I watched the 1960s reruns of Batman, and the way they got into the Bat Cave was to lift the head off of a bust, and there was like a little switch there that opened the door to the Batcave. Well, my brother and I thought, man, if we could get that head to bust off clean, a clean break, we could pick off the head and just play all day long. Well, we lifted it up, and when I tell you there weren't enough pieces to glue back together, we shattered that thing into a million pieces. And that's probably one of the few times I remember my mom just not even being mad. She just couldn't believe the level of stupidity. Like, how could you be that stupid? Everything my mom bought for us was for us. We didn't have a lot in those days, but she made sure our clothes were clean and mended. And if we didn't have brand new, she made sure they looked brand new. And she worked her ass off. And she never bought herself anything. Nothing was for her. And there was just this one little thing that in her mind was her being selfish. And was like, I just want this. It made her happy to look at it. And to come home after working all morning and all afternoon and all night in her beautiful waitress uniform. I can still see her as a 20-something-year-old immigrant woman struggling to make things work for us kids. And we shattered it to fucking pieces. Huffy, Schwinn, Huffy, Douglas, thank you for the $5, my friend. I had both. Baklava sales must have been good at the diner. Sears brand bikes for me. But to be fair, both the Schwinn and the Huffies were hand-me-downs. They were secondhand from my older brother and then handed down to me, so they weren't new. That being said, the diner did okay. She wasn't livid, Quark. That's the thing. Every now and then, as kids, as feral as we were raised, as free range as we were raised, we were left with so much freedom that we were allowed to do some of the stupidest things ever. Have I ever thought of trying to replace it? I've looked. I don't think she'd even remember it at this point. It's a good idea. Christmas is coming. It's not a bad idea at all, Deborah. Um, there wasn't anger being. She was dumbfounded. Like, how could my boys be this stupid? The beatings we received for the things that we did, and I say beatings with quotes. Okay, I wasn't abused. Um, Today it might be considered abuse. I don't know. It's only abuse if the person that was abused thinks it's abuse. I wasn't abused. We were spanked a lot. And she's like, that should have prevented this. That should have prevented this, and it did not. Yeah, she was totally stupefied. It was called discipline back then. It certainly was. My mom was pissed as hell when I broke that damn gravy dish. Yelling at your kids is abuse today. It's different. Listen, I'm the first that says I didn't raise my kids the way I was raised, even though I wouldn't go back and change anything about the way I was raised. I rode my Schwinn, as we mentioned, at like 11 years old on the shoulder of State Route 104, which was like a highway that ran through my hometown. People were doing 90 if they were doing 1 mile an hour. And I was on the shoulder of that thing in order to get into town. It worked for me. Wayne, thank you so much. Now you're $1.98 up. Brings us to 75 even, guys. Bless you guys. Thank you so much. What time have we got? We've got another 29 minutes or so, and we're about 150, almost halfway to the YouTube match. Appreciate you guys. My mom was a waitress too. Her boss was a man named Jim Carvallis. You know what I love about my mom is in my memory, and I don't know if mom's on. She usually jumps on Facebook, and Facebook doesn't always show me. If you're on, mom, watching, I love you. And I'll call you after. But like my fondest memories of my mother back in the 70s, I think it must have been the start of the whole, at-home hair color thing. At-home Ogilvy perms. It must have just really been starting there. Yeah, Angela, we play it sometimes. Because my mom's hair color in the mid to late 70s changed as fast as I could flip the pages of the photo album. She'd be blonde, she'd be red, she'd be frosted. Do you remember frosted? When young women tried to look older for reasons I can't fathom, they gave themselves gray hair. She'd go brunette. She had a waitress uniform for every day of the week. She had it in yellow, and it was like the Alice Mel's Diner uniforms. She had one in yellow, one in pink, one in red. Oh, not red, but pastels mostly. I did my hair I did my mom's hair in the 80s. There, I said it. I always got in trouble for my siblings. Yeah, me too. My mom had all those hair colors too. Yeah, sure. I think it must have been in that time that was like before then women were going on a regular basis to the salon to get their hair done every week or however long. But it was, my mom loved it. She'd have short hair and long hair. I even remember there was a period of time where I think she had wigs. I think wigs were a big deal. I pray that I've given my kids or that I'm giving my kids the memories my parents gave me. For as much as our parents weren't around, their lack of being around also gave us memories, right? So we have the memories with them and we have the memories without them. I also spent a lot of time with my parents. When I tell a lot of stories about my parents being around, people will catch me in a contradiction and say, well, I thought your parents were never home. And they weren't. But we also spent a lot of time growing up in the diner. We were walking distance, bike distance from the diner. That was where I rode my bike along the shoulder of Route 104, was to get from the house to the diner after 9. Before 9, it was a short walk. And we just grew up there. We would get hungry, we'd run to the diner. We wanted to eat dinner, we went to the diner. It was summer vacation and we wanted lunch, we went to the diner. We didn't eat at home. We ate there. So we just were there constantly. What's going on, Robert? Maroon highlights. That's crazy. My mom's best friend was a hairdresser. Glenn, my mom's best friend was a hairdresser. My friend Mark Williams will be on lives every now and then. And his mother, Artie, and my mom were best friends, and she was a hairdresser. So all of my haircuts as a kid were in my kitchen. Were at my kitchen. Artie cut our hair constantly. We would all line up, all three of us boys, and that's how we got our haircut. Growing up Generation X is better than growing up now. Sharon, I say all the time, if someone could magically offer me my youth and say, you know what? You can be 20 again. I'll take off 35 years of your life. You can be a 20-year-old tomorrow morning when you wake up. But here's the caveat. You will have been born in 2005 instead of 1970. So all those memories change, right? Instantly, I would only experience 2005 to today. I wouldn't take the deal. We're all going to get old. Hopefully, luckily, the fortunate ones that survive. Everybody will be old. 20-year-olds today will be 50 in 30 years. That's life. But not everybody got to grow up the way we grew up. It's impossible. I don't argue with boomers, but sometimes they'll come in, especially, and they'll say, we grew up the same. No, you didn't. Not generationally. Generationally, statistically, most baby boomers, and I'm talking about 1946 to 1964, most baby boomers had a mom at home. Not all Gen Xers grew up without one. But statistically speaking, mothers weren't working in the numbers that they came when we were kids. That's unique to our generation. So the freedom we had, they didn't have. Their parents may have let them go out and play. Okay, I'm not saying they didn't get to go out. And when they were out, their parents couldn't get a hold of them, didn't know where they were. But our parents didn't have a choice. They weren't home to stop it. They weren't home. Jeff, thank you so much. I appreciate you subscribing to the YouTube page. They just weren't there. And then millennials, some of the older ones experienced it for sure. But statistically, generationally speaking, daycare started to become a thing. All-day kindergarten started to become a thing. Laws preventing willful child neglect started to become a thing. So we're it. You don't generally hear baby boomers being nicknamed the latchkey generation for a reason. It's because they weren't. And neither will millennials. It was us. And it allowed us a level of freedom that no one saw before and no one has seen since. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm saying it was the thing. That's all. Thank you so much, Morgan. I appreciate the thank you. It was the thing. Hey, Peanut.
Hi, can I say hi?
Of course you can say hi. Speaking of children, there's Cleo. What's going on, Pumpkin?
Hi, guys.
We're talking again about just how much freedom we had as kids and how it's like I didn't raise you like that. I know where you are all the time, right? And you know where I am all the time. You can look at Life 360 and it's a tool that's available, so we use it because God forbid something happens to one of us. There's a free piece of technology that allows us to find one another, so we use it. We didn't have it to use, but I know where you are all the time.
Yeah, also 360.
And 360. And if I need to call you, I can call you all the time. We didn't grow up like that. It's frightening. If I see that you are out the door and I don't know where you are and I look on the couch and your phone's there, I guess I will be honest, guys, I'll panic a little bit. But they don't also have the tools that we grew up with. That's the other thing. We had tools that allowed us to survive the world we grew up in. Older kids watched out for younger kids. Okay. We knew, go Bills. We knew where the creeper's house was because the older kids in the neighborhood said, hey, listen, watch out for his house. That guy's a house you don't go near. It was different. We were street savvy. We were street smart. We were able to give ourselves butterfly stitches on the fly.
It says it was safer then.
It wasn't safer, actually. It was more dangerous. Again, I just speak statistics. It was more dangerous. Rebecca, thank you so much for the $5. It was actually more dangerous back then. Doreen wants to know if you're ready for a break from school.
Yes, desperately. Wait, I'm wondering, like, if it was safer back then how come we have much less freedom nowadays than?
So it was more dangerous back then, but we didn't know it was more dangerous back then. Today, you got an Amber Alert this morning, right? 7 o'clock this morning, we were awoken by an Amber Alert from something that happened 60 miles away. We never would have known that as kids. You barely knew if somebody was missing the next town over. There wasn't CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. There wasn't news 24 hours a day. We had 30 minutes of local news and 30 minutes of national news. Will Cleo start her own channel for kids her age? She wants to.
Yeah, I want to.
I'm not saying no. She's almost at an age where I'd allow it now.
What was it?
Cleo, would you want to see what your dad was like around your age?
Yeah.
You have, though.
Well, I think they mean like actually.
Like actually see what I was like? I was a lot like, I wish I could say I was a lot like her, but I wasn't. We honestly, we got our missing kid reports for milk cartons. Dude, by the time a kid ended up on a milk carton, it wasn't about that kid. It was a cautionary tale for the rest of us, basically saying, hey, dude, this could be you. By the time it took someone's face to show up on a milk carton, that kid was either actually already found or was not going to be. It's crazy. Adam Walsh. Yeah, it's just we didn't know what we didn't know back then. Think about serial killers. Every town had one. I'm sorry to tell you. Rochester had the Genesee killer. You guys probably know which your town had. They were all nicknamed. Everybody had a nickname. You had no DNA to track them, to be able to know what was going on. You didn't have street light cameras and ring cameras. You didn't have internet. It's much safer today.
Yes, I would like to go back in time to meet my dad. I think
Find the camcorder videos. I've shown her the 2 I have. I have very few and nothing from when I'm real little. That's the double-edged sword of our childhood. We're glad that there's no evidence of the things that we did, and yet it would be nice if there was more evidence of it. There's a guy on Facebook and YouTube, I think, he goes by the nickname Weird Paul. And him and I met at a Comic-Con, and I follow him now. He actually he used his family camcorder liberally. Starting, I think, around 1982, he has so much video of himself. It's amazing. Douglas, not to say I'm Gen X, but I had a crush on Holly from the Land of the Lost. Actually, I just saw Kathy at Rhode Island this week. Holly from Land of the Lost. I'm actually mutuals. I talk with Wesley every time we see each other. He's a great guy. And that's going to get you taken out. John, does Cleo have a favorite Milton Bradley or Parker Brothers board game?
I don't know what that is.
Board games.
Oh.
You play games. Do you have a favorite?
Well, yeah, this is kind of like a new one, but it's like a card game that me and my friends play. It's called Taco Cat Go Cheese Pizza.
Okay.
And yeah.
But you've played Monopoly?
I don't know how to play it very well.
You don't play it very well?
No.
You should, because it involves making change and counting money. It'd be a good thing. A lot of our games, I wonder if kids would be able to do today because of the money factor. It's a good idea. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Adam Walsh woke a lot of people up, without a doubt. The Great Space Coaster should have won at least 5 Oscars. No argument here. Cleo, tell your dad you want to play the Gen X card clash. I'm on it. Jono, thoughts on no more pennies? They'll be around. Well, pennies will outlive all of us. That's my thought on that. There are enough in circulation. They will literally outlive all of us. So their demise has been strongly overplayed. It's just they're too expensive to make. There's no need to make them anymore. It costs 3 times the cost of a penny to put one in circulation.
Thank you.
Practicing math skills? Exactly, Deborah. Jimmy says, anyone remember Batfink? I don't.
Yeah, that's it.
What's what, Peanut? California Raisin. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, wow. I did not even notice.
Yeah, California Raisins are basically... Yeah, so the raisins... Like, we have... California Raisins, she just noticed. I've got a bunch of them, and somebody sent me. And I mean, think about that. The whoever was in charge of marketing for raisins came up with that idea. Deb Gen X, thank you so much. I appreciate you right back. Guys, we're at 8771. Now I'm doing math. For those who are tracking, 167 from 87. Yeah, we're too far out. But we made a good run at it. There is a mini Etch-a-Sketch back there, Linda.
There's a bunch.
Our grocer gave two times gift cards for penny rolls. They'll be around, I promise.
Oh, Dad, I've never. Are these new?
Are what new? No, these aren't too new, but they just came out. I don't know if you guys have seen these. I got to break one open. Maybe next week I'll do it. But Mad Dog, the funny thing is, whenever I talk about MD 2020, somebody will say that, it wasn't really called Mad Dog. That MD stands for Mogan David. And they're right. It was never called Mad Dog. It was Mogan David 2020 or MD 2020. But MD 2020, Mogan David embraced the nickname. And now they actually have a line of blue raspberry and basically hard bite, they call it. And we'll bust one open next week, maybe. I got a bunch of them. Somebody sent me a whole bunch. And I got sent Mad Dog. Y'all are sending liquor through the mail. I just got to say, that's about as Gen X as it gets.
There's a Toys R Us opening in Tennessee.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah, there is. There's a bunch of Toys R Us reopening, guys. Nothing really close to me. Never seen Mad Dog in a can. Yeah, it's brand new. Boone's Farm, I cannot find. It's a plastic can. I've been trying to find Boone's Farm. I can't find it anywhere around here. Do I remember Crystal Beach? Oh my God, spent tons of time at Crystal Beach. What's wrong?
Nothing. My hair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Cleo, if you could. Sorry.
Go back in time and meet your dad as a kid. What would you ask him? That's a great question.
Oh my gosh. I wouldn't even know where to start because I wouldn't want to freak him out and be like, oh, I'm your kid from the future.
Right, but if it happened and it was a show and I knew that you were my kid from the future, what would you want to ask me? I think you'd find we're a lot more alike than different.
Yeah.
I make fun of Gen Z sometimes. But I think the ones I make fun of are the minority. I think a lot of what bothered us bothers them. It's just different. Ask him what an ashtray is. The one video where you didn't know what an ashtray was.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We used to make them in school. Well, that's a good thing. It means that your parents don't smoke.
She's definitely your daughter.
Any news from the Toronto Comic-Con group? It's probably not till next year. Never been so sick. I got sick on Boone's Farm. I got sick on MD 2020. Any of that easy to drink sweet stuff. Because it was so easy to drink. People say it's not very strong. They'll look at 2020 and they'll say, that's a 20-ounce can at 20% alcohol. It's only 40 proof. They're like, how did you get drunk drinking a little bit of that? And the answer is we didn't get drunk drinking a little bit of that. We drank it by the bottles at 21. Hardee's did the raisins.
No, it says any news from the Toronto.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned. No, I won't know anything about Toronto Comic-Con probably till 2026. Am I coming back to Tampa in February for Comic-Con? It depends, Doreen. I'd like to. The one I am promoting is I'm a guest at the Comic-Con at the FanCon in Arkansas. And I'll bring it up every live because I really am so grateful that they saw fit to fly me in, to put me up as a guest. If you guys are anywhere near Arkansas, Little Rock, Bakersville, anywhere near that area, in February, look up White River FanCon, and I will be there. I'll actually have a table. They're treating me as a true guest, and if I could get a line somehow going, get people there. It's to promote a library there. It's a fundraiser for them. I would love to see it. If you guys can get there, look it up. Fan River. It's White River FanCon. That one's in February. I'd love to see as many people there as possible.
Yes, my school makes us play dodgeball, and I absolutely hate it.
What's going on, CT? Thank you. Why do you hate dodgeball?
I can't throw the ball. Like, all the boys, they, like, take it and they, like, chuck it at people's faces, but I don't know how to do that. Like, I just stay back.
I don't know if we played boys and girls in volleyball, to be fair.
Like, in the same earlier.
Yeah, we split gym by then. By the time we got to middle school, we didn't have boys and girls in the same gym class.
Really?
Really? Is that just me? In elementary school, it was boys and girls, same gym class. But by middle school, we'd split up, the girls and the boys. The other thing they don't do, they don't split up, and they don't have gym clothes.
Yeah.
Like, we had to have gym clothes that we left in our lockers and then we're told to bring home once in a while to clean them. And some schools around where I grew up not only had gym clothes, like we had gym clothes. We had to take in shorts and socks and a t-shirt that was specific for gym class. But some schools actually had a gym uniform that you had to buy, and that was an actual uniform.
That's kind of Gen X.
And you don't like dodgeball. Yeah. John, I will tell you, I hated dodgeball. I had a visceral hatred for dodgeball. And before you all get up at me, I had a good reason to hate dodgeball. I'm basically legally blind. I'm negative 700 in both of these pretty blue eyes. I can't see past the end of my nose. And before I got contact lenses, I wore ridiculously thick glasses that my gym teacher would take away from me every time we played dodgeball, because he didn't want them to break because they were expensive. So they collected our glasses in gym class. So I was basically blind. I'd have to be a moron to enjoy it because I just got pummeled. I couldn't see. I couldn't see where to throw, and I couldn't see the ball coming at me. So I had a reason to hate dodgeball. I was basically handicapped before the game started. Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. Love your feed. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate that.
I mean, we don't have gym clothes, but like you're still supposed to wear sneakers and like clothes that are okay for gym. But I still wear jeans.
Yeah,
it's hard to.
No,
wear
we had to
jeans
change
gym,
into shorts.
I still do.
And we had to take a shower when we were done. A big room. We had a big room with had all of the shower nozzles on the wall, and we had to undress and shower with the other 30 kids. It was not very comfortable. I didn't like it. Thank you so much. They're baby blues. They're pretty useless.
Me too.
Thank God for contact lenses. Yeah, but yours can see. You 20/20.
Oh yeah. Boot camp.
All right, guys, we're over the hour. So we're going to call it momentarily. This one's got school in the morning. I lost teeth playing dodgeball.
Still caught the ball.
In terms of last minute info on the page, Facebook still allows you guys to subscribe if you'd like to. Subscribing to Facebook costs 99 cents a month, and you're able to have access to a private Facebook page and some benefits. You also can join a membership on YouTube, which allows you early access to certain videos and some emojis. Either way, it is... No, I've not seen Welcome to Derry, but I'm going to. Either way, there are two great ways to help support the page. Otherwise, you can buy yourself some merch like the shirt I'm wearing. Or if you are a friend, want a video, if you guys want me to send someone some support or to roast them for their birthday or anything like that, there is a Facebook storefront where you can order a video and I'll send you a specific video tailor-made for whatever purpose you guys want. Birthday message, anniversary message, roasting someone, telling someone off, telling your boss you quit. Happy to do any and all of that.
We played crab soccer too before, and like I think it was awesome.
There is a 3-view mirror tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time on my YouTube channel. That's me, Shell, and my friend Chris. And I will be hosting. I've got 3 great topics and an amazing reveal. So you can check me and my friends out tomorrow at our podcast, 7 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube tomorrow. And then Tuesday, we do our live Gen X era trivia, live from the Hickory Tavern in Indian Land, South Carolina, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Did I say 7? Yes, it's 7. Cajun S. Thank you so much. Damn it. So it brings us to 142.73.
Thank you.
Very close, guys. Thank you so much. Cajun S, thank you. Travin, thank you. Stacy, thank you. Wire, everybody, $2 at a time. Thank you. Everybody be awesome. Oh, there won't be shelling it. You'll absolutely love this week's commentary, I promise. Any advice? Just tell your story. If it's something, people always ask me, what should I want to start sharing content. You know your stories better than anyone. Share your stories and your people will find you. I promise. Would love a shout out for my birthday, but can't afford. Stacy, send me a message. Happy to do it just the same. Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate it. Yeah, money would never be the reason I wouldn't do something for somebody. I used to do my
pegboard.
Oh, I forgot about the pegboard.
Teammates hanging off my legs. The trick was I was allowed to whack their hands with the pegs.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, y'all. See those of you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, over on YouTube for the 3-View Mirror. 3 great topics. If you've never seen it, come in, be part of our live studio audience. Oh, sorry, Linda. Sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. You know that better than anyone. But every video I make is for you. You're here. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Everybody have an awesome night. Hey, what's going on, LaFontaine? Hey, buddy. See ya.